happy to introduce them to you right now. Chairman Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of y'all being here and focusing on what this means for us. We are very fortunate that President Trump found a way to pay our troops this Wednesday on their payday. For those of you who aren't aware, this country has never, for the last 148 years, because of congressional inaction, failed to pay the troops on time. 1877 was the last time. That would have happened this Wednesday, but for what President Trump did. I do want you to know that that option is not going to be available in 2 weeks for their next paycheck. We had 2 million service members that were able to get paid this week because of President Trump's creativity. And these are families that are serving around the world, many of them in very unfavorable conditions, making huge sacrifices for our freedom and safety. And most of them live paycheck to paycheck. Most of them have less than $3,000 in savings, and 1 in 5 of them only have one source of income. So this is very real for these folks. Now, the 500,000 civilian federal employees, they're going to miss their first paycheck next week, and then the rest of them the week thereafter. This is going to get really painful for a lot of civilian employees. Obviously, I think about the DOD civilian employees, but throughout the federal workforce, people will start missing their first paycheck next week and the week after, and it is solely at the feet of Chuck Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate. This body has passed a funding bill that just continued the Biden budget for a few weeks while we negotiated, and it's the Democrats who have decided to shut this government down. Another consequence that we're dealing with, we were just informed last night by the National Nuclear Security Administration, the group that handles and manages our nuclear stockpile, that the carryover funding they've been using is about to run out. They will have to lay off 80% of their employees. These are not employees that you want to go home. They're managing and handling a very important strategic asset for us. They need to be at work and being paid. Other things that some of our civilian and active duty, the active duty employees are having to suffer is they don't get to do routine medical and dental care when they're in a shutdown. They don't have tuition assistance when they're in a shutdown. If you're got a permanent duty change of station that's occurred during the shutdown, you're just stuck. Your apartment may already be closed. You may be your furniture on a truck going somewhere, and you're just stuck in limbo. All these things are real life problems for people that are being imposed on them by the Democrats. Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, their governments are not shut down. These are the members of the axis of evil that we're having to deal with, and we need our Defense Department operating on all cylinders. Y'all know we've recently passed the reconciliation bill. We're in the middle of contract negotiations for nuclear submarines, for destroyers, for aircraft carriers. All that had to stop because of this. We have personnel that are supposed to be analyzing our intelligence gathering. They're gone home. They've gone home. They can't do their jobs. This has very real national security implications that Chuck Schumer has imposed on this country, and it needs to end. It needs to end, especially now before people start missing paychecks. And with that, I'll yield to the leadership.
Thank you, Chairman Rogers. Well, Chairman Rogers just laid out some of the dire consequences that are happening today because Chuck Schumer decided to shut down the government. And a lot of people ask, what's the off-ramp? And especially they ask, what changed in Chuck Schumer from just a